Legacy of Wisdom is a non-profit project building a vision of best practices for living and fulfilling life's potential. While focusing on the last half of life, it is also applicable to all generations. When we actively plan our lifestyle choices, what role can altruism play in making our financial life more meaningful?
I think money is wonderful because it's just energy. And how you receive it is also critical. If you receive it as a gift, you'll realize that it is a gift also to give. So personally, many years ago, I think it was in 1979, I decided not to have any personal money. And I began an organization called the Ojai Foundation, where all of the income that I made from books and from teaching went into the support of this wonderful institution where so many people benefited. And of course, you know, I lived very simply there. And I ate there. I wasn't eating downtown somewhere. And it just felt right to live like that. And that pattern has continued. That's 80, you know, it's 30 years. 30 years of giving everything, including my inheritance, away. And so the latest fun project, it's really fun. So, you know, here, Upaya, the Upaya Zen Center, of course, is, you know, one of those endeavors where, again, you know, my father's estate and also my earned income has created a wonderful mandala of practice, of social action, of service, of investigation, of learning. So many people benefit. And I think very few people realize that the funding of it, the most of the funding has come through my own situation. But several years ago, I bought a beautiful piece of land up in the National Forest. It's a valley up at 9,400 feet. And I was able to do this because I set up another 501c3, and it's the Prajna Mountain Buddhist Order. And funds came into that, so I was able to, through that organization, my organization, to buy this valley. And what's happening up there is just a hoot for me. Last year, one of Alan Wallace's students arrived and has built a hermitage for himself. He's a kid in his 20s, just absolutely brilliant, going into deep life retreat. Misha Gentry, Paul Kruger, same age, early 20s, works in Jonathan Cohen's lab at Princeton, coming in May to do the same thing. A young man here at Upaya has asked to speak with me about doing the same thing. Talk about a sort of intergenerational process. To go on into this beautiful remote valley and to see these remarkable kids, and they won't be in there their whole life, but they are building these hermitages to actually do deep practice in order to investigate the mind. I have to tell you, if I died this afternoon, I'd die a happy person. It is, you know, one of the things that I've done with my life that brings me so much joy. And I think a lot of people sort of hoard their money, and it's a crazy system we have. In other words, we're rewarded by interest for holding on to our money. And we have a sort of paranoid view that, you know, what if I need it for the future? Instead of what, you know, many amazing elders like John Klugy or Lawrence Rockefeller, both of whom have been great friends of mine. Lawrence died at the age of 94, and he loved giving his money away. And it just brought him just such absolute pleasure. Another person is John Klugy, who's 95 years old, who is sharp as a tack. I mean, one of the really fun things, because he's a friend and as you know, he established Metro Media and Orion Films. He's just done, you know, amazing work. As he said, he's been in 200 businesses. And he's now doing, you know, work in the area of cancer. I mean, it's really amazing how vast his interests are. And, you know, he's been funding Richie Davidson's lab in neuroscience, the Upaya Zen Center, many different projects, the Schubert Theater in New York. And one of the fun things for me is I get to visit them a couple of times a year. He and his wife, Tosi, and he always says, always bring your P&L, bring your profit and loss statement. And he's just adorable. So he can read, sort of speed read a P&L. And last year, he said, you have to have more financial discipline. I said, okay. So I came and I said, see, we've covered 96% of our operating expenses. And he goes, 4%. I said, oh, John. So, his interest in money is really great, and he's made a lot of it. But he's given away millions, and he loves it. I mean, there is such joy in him in being able to actually lubricate visionaries, just as Lawrence Rockefeller did for many years. Extraordinary projects from, as I said, research and practice. Columbia University, what he's done there in education, his interest in bringing financial support to so-called minorities, kids from all over the world who are completely supported by the Klugys at Columbia University, or the work happening at the Library of Congress. And this is somebody who I think that he lives in the joy of his altruism. He's got so much going on. And the body is a little tired and his naps are a little longer. But what you see is that his altruism is the thing that really makes a difference in his life today. And talk about wisdom. I've seen him speak, and he spoke here in the Zendo. And he opened up his talk to us. He said, you've got to understand the most important thing is non-attachment. Everybody started laughing. It's not like he's a Buddhist scholar, but I mean, he just says, I'm not attached to anything. If I lose every dime I have today, that's fine. It's that kind of spirit, that kind of mind that altruism can generate, because it's all about letting go. So I think, I've been very fortunate to have chosen, and I didn't intend, but it's 30 years later, it ended up that way, to dedicate whatever revenue, comes to me to good works. And it just makes me feel good when the Zendo is filled with people, or when Ray gets in his little Volkswagen and drives to the prison, or when every week people who are suffering from many ills gather in the Upaya House living room and work in counsel with their process, or I have the opportunity to go into medical schools and teach all over the country in Europe and Asia. And I realize, or, going to the Himalayas next year and bringing the Nomads Clinic there and realizing that, this is not about business. This is about the human heart. And to have lived that way, and to have the chance to have interacted with elders in our culture who've lived that way. They're good businessmen. I'm not. I that's not my world. But to see the choice that they have made to take their wealth, and instead of living a sort of Versailles life, to turn that wealth back into social profits that have a tremendous downstream effect. So altruism is key, I feel, in finances.